Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Frozen Frontier Flashback. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I am well. How are you, Neal? How was chat?
I am well. Chat is well.
This
Ish.
feels this feels quite cozy now after last night, doesn't it? Like it's
Yeah.
just us old
It's just the
friends and
two of
our
us
good friends
hanging
chat.
out. There's a small chat, we're playing second edition. Yeah, it's quaint and cozy and nice.
Yeah, the good old days.
I can get behind this shit. So what has been up?
Um, so what since last week?
Yeah.
Not much really, just work.
Hmm.
Nothing, nothing exciting.
Exciting.
Well, actually, I watched some TV shows. What did I watch? Don't know if anyone else reads like No Sleep or like creepypastas on the internet, but Sci-Fi did a show called Channel Zero. I watched that over the weekend. That was pretty good. It's like, do you ever read Candle Cove?
Mm-mm.
That's like a famous sort of online horror story, but they made it into a TV show. Done pretty well. So I watched that, and then I watched 13 Reasons Why on Netflix a couple of weeks ago, which is about a girl who kills herself, and it was a bit trashy.
Yeah, you're
but
really
also
into
stuff.
those like spooky, scary things, right? You recommended It Follows as well.
Oh yeah, that's good. That I love horror films. I've watched so many. If anyone's got any recommendations, but I've probably seen them. What else did I watch recently? I watched a lot of horror films. I watched one called Goodnight Mummy. It's like an Austrian film, and these like this woman's had plastic surgery on her face, so she comes back to her house and she's got like bandages, like all over her face,
Mm-hmm.
and she's got twin sons, and they sort of like get it into their head that it's not actually their mum that's come back, but they can't tell because she's got bandages all over her face. And it just sort of like builds an intensity of like what's going to happen because who's wrong? Like, are they crazy or is she actually someone different? You don't know.
That's
That was
pretty
pretty
cool.
good. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Not
Have
much.
you seen Misery?
Yeah, I have seen that. A while ago, I thought about maybe watching it again. Stephen King wrote.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
I don't go into the horror genre too much. And if I do, it's more like, vampires and Frankenstein, like classic horror, rather than
Oh yeah, really?
like
Did you like?
Hush or something.
Did you like It Follows?
I didn't watch it.
All right. Okay.
I read the description. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Nick, what are you recommending? And I didn't go see it.
It's good. What was the other one? If you like Misery, there's another Stephen King film that they've just adapted on Netflix called Gerald's Game.
Oh wait, no! I tried to watch that. That's too much. I can't do that. That's like twisted.
Really?
I'm sure the book is really good, but as a film, like
I liked it.
5 minutes in, and I'm like,
concept.
no, done. I cannot watch this. This is gonna
What even happens 5 minutes in? What part
nothing.
did you?
He's just got her like chained to the bed, and he was acting really fucking weird. And you're like, what? The entire movie is this guy like,
No,
has his wife like chained to the bed and like hinting at these things. I don't know. It's I couldn't.
The funny thing is, about 2 minutes after you turned it off, he has a heart attack and dies, and that's what the film's about. Like she's sort of tied up there, and he's dead.
Oh, I thought the whole film was just going to be like this weird psycho, like, is he going to rape her? Is she going to escape sort of thing? And I couldn't watch a film about like potential rape. It was too much for me. But if he dies, then that might actually makes it quite interesting.
Yeah, I enjoyed it anyway. I knew about the story anyway because I'd read the book, but
Anyway, Frozen Frontier. Where did we leave off with William's story in the prequels?
Okay, so the first prequel, William was having a hard time at home. This is the abridged version. He didn't really fit in with his family. He was more of a fighter. They were more of governors. So he convinced his father to let him be a squire, which was beneath his position, really. But there was a prestigious knight around the village called Kel Roderick. Mm-hmm. So ended up squiring for Kel Roderick. And then in the first episode, we killed some goblins. Not really too much happened after that, story-wise. Second episode, we cut forward a couple of years later. William and Roderick are traveling south back to Sulwick after a failed campaign into, what would you call it? The forest. The name of the forest they were going into. The Thickle Hills beyond the Thickle Glade.
Mm-hmm.
We got attacked by some orcs on the bridge and realized that there was maybe like an orc stronghold off the road somewhere. And as William was traveling back to his father's village south of Sulwick, he spotted another group of orcs traveling down the same road. So he raced ahead on his horse back to the village, organized a defense, only for the orcs not to show up. His brother made a mockery of him. His father didn't seem to respect him very much. But William went round the few villages that his father is in charge of and gathered some men. I think we got about 20 men all together, marched back up to Sulwick to meet Cal Roderick. Split the men into two groups. William went with 10, Roderick went with 10. And we went the two directions that we think the orcs were living in. And we basically invaded like a cave, killed some orcs, a few people died. It was generally successful. We killed maybe about 10 orcs, lost about 2 men. And and that was it. And now, I believe we're cutting forward again another 1 or 2 years. William's 18 or 19 now. He's, fully grown, nearing the end of his training. And, well, I don't know exactly, so why don't you take over from there?
Sure. I think the year is 1497, right? It's 12 years before the events of Frozen Frontier.
12 years before.
Right, because you're 30 in Frozen Frontier?
I'm 40, so it's 22 years before.
So it's 22 years. All right, so it's 1487 is the year.
Okay.
Here you are in Sulwick with Kel Roderick, your instructor, the person you are squired to, and you guys have been, Roderick has been trying to convince the lords and ladies of Southern Drekis that it would be worth it for them to call their banners, call their arms, and tackle the issues of the monsters in this part of the world over here. It's not a popular decision because they're not actively threatening lands, but Roderick is, proposing this preemptive attack. They may not be killing anyone right now, but they are growing in strength slowly over time. And if we don't kill them now, maybe 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the road, they could easily be a real problem. So better to get them now than get them later when they're better prepared.
So is he proposing to try and do the same thing that failed last time, or is this a bigger mobilization of forces that he's proposing this time?
I mean, same, different, right? Like, last time it didn't work for one set of reasons, so now he's regathering people and saying, let's try this again, but I know what I'm, we have better information, yada, yada. And for the most part, it's been successful. Kel Roderick has managed to gather some people together, some lords and ladies that have been willing to dedicate troops to this. And your last bit before this was to go to Sulwick and talk with the prince there, the high prince in Sulwick, about the operations. All the other troops have already been marshaled and are hanging out in Thickleglade waiting for their commander to show up. And I think we're going to come to game right after you guys have left your meeting with the High Prince and are about to head up on the road north.
So was it successful, the meeting?
Yeah.
Well, that's it then, Roderick. You've achieved what you set out to do.
He's quiet and nods along.
Do we march back to Thickleglade now?
He nods again. Mounts up on his horse and starts heading north, kind of thinking quietly to himself. It's going to be it's going to be like a day and a half journey to Thickleglade. Probably stop at one of the roadside inns along the way. Yeah.
Okay. He doesn't seem to be very talkative, so I will tend to my duties and try to be, less annoying. I think as William's gotten older, he's matured a little bit. He's got less questions to ask now. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't need to be bombarding Roderick with questions as he might have done in the past.
Mm-hmm.
But I am thinking back, because it wasn't that long ago that we marched into the Thickleglade Hills once before, and I believe our endeavor failed because our supply lines were cut off.
Yes. We were guerrilla warfared into retreating.
So I think, at some point in this journey, maybe when we've broke for the first night, I'll say to Roderick, So if you thought how we're going to protect our supply lines, this was our downfall last time.
Oh. He slowly nods and says, yes. I didn't mention it to the High Prince, but rather than trying to get this done in a single campaigning season, I think we should take our time. We have these men for 3 months before the harvest kicks in, so we should make as much progress as we can in those 3 months, then bunker down, create some sort of defense, keep a few men to hold it, send the rest back, and then when the next season comes around, move on from there. I think a slow approach forward is better than trying to drive into the heart in a single season.
Yeah, I doubt these monsters have a singular head that you could cut off, so it makes sense to slowly increase our grip on the territory.
I feel like this will not be a popular idea since it commits troops for multiple years, but it's what needs to be done. And sometimes doing the right thing means ignoring orders or giving half information to those that would stop you.
Because you know best?
That's a dangerous line to walk, but yes. You have to be able to determine when you actually know best and when you just want something badly. That
Makes
is
sense.
a difficult area. So you guys camp for the night. Not so much camp as stay at the inn, right near the bridge on the Gladeway.
Okay.
There's a small roadside inn called... I should have come up with inn names ahead of time.
This is where we got attacked by the orcs last time, right?
That was over here?
It was on a bridge, though. Was it not this bridge? The first time?
No, because you were coming this way.
Oh, were we?
Yeah, you were visiting one of the small little villages out near the Buford River, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. The inn here is called... Oh, shit, I was really hoping I'd come up with something by the time I finished my sentence.
Ah.
I'll think straight. Victor's Inn. Done.
Victor.
Yep.
You stayed here before, Roderick?
He nods. Yeah. So I've always thought it as a good sign.
How do you mean?
Well, if we're marching off to fight.
Victor, I
Victor's-
just presumed that was his name.
It is, but
Oh, yeah, I
double
suppose.
meanings.
Do you believe in fate?
Of
The gods.
course. I mean, Tempos is the god of fate. He guides all of our lives.
Yeah, I think I do too.
What do you believe your fate's going to be, William?
I'm not sure. Hopefully not to die in these hills. Maybe to be a great man like you one day. That's why I'm here.
He gives a bit of a chuckle, and you guys head into the inn. He takes care of he sends you to take care of the arrangements. But, you've got the cash on hand to do it.
Yep.
Yeah. This is
Do we have-
the night before you arrive at the camp. You'll be at the rest of the soldiers the next day. And then the day after that is when you march on the hills.
Do we get separate rooms? Is like Roderick rich? He probably is, isn't he?
He is relatively wealthy at this point in time, but you guys tend to share a room. There are very few rooms in the inn. It's not a big building, and so separate rooms are usually not a thing that people get. Like, if random travelers are on the way, oftentimes they will have to bunk together because there's not enough room, and the beds are big, and in this day and age, like, sharing beds with random strangers is fine because
Right. Yeah. Needs must.
yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, I could probably help him out of his armor.
Yeah, all those fun things.
Write some poetry as I get ready to go to sleep.
Was William a poet?
Well, it's a knightly virtue, isn't it? To write poetry.
I guess. I really don't know any of the knightly virtues.
Yeah, so I think he sort of tries to excel in all parts of his position.
Prowess, courage, honesty, loyalty, generosity, faith, and courtesy, and franchise. Franchise?
It says something in the 2E Player's Handbook about paladins having to be poets and stuff. I know I'm not a paladin, but you know.
Yeah. No, whatever. That's fine. The next morning, you guys wake up, you get your breakfast, you head down to the river to clean yourselves off, to prepare for the arrival. You don't want to be showing up with a month worth of grime and filth on you. Who wants to be all grimy? So you're down by the river near Victor's Inn, stripped off your armor, heading in to wash up, when there is a low whistle and an arrow. Off my die. And an arrow finds its way to sticking in the mud right at your side.
So I spin around quickly. Did Roderick hear it?
Oh yeah, he hears it, as do the other patrons of the inn that are bathing this morning. And they're coming down the bank of the river on the opposite side is a force of like 15 orcs.
Shit. So, can I make a reaction, like an initial?
I think that would be considered their surprise round. Only one fired on you. Little over-eager, perhaps, A better soldier would have waited until everyone was ready, but this fucking guy.
Okay, so I mean, if I win initiative, I'll hold my action to see what Roderick's going to do, because I'm not sure if we should just run back to the inn or stand and fight.
So let's roll initiative.
How far away are they?
They're maybe 150 feet up the river, coming down on the opposite bank.
Oh, on the opposite bank.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Okay. You get a 9. Why do you have +8 for your initiative?
Javelin, but I'm out of range to throw, so I will hold action until one of them comes in range.
Okay. Roderick jumps to action immediately, trying to get the people that are staying at the inn out of the water. So he runs splashing at them, yelling, "Orcs! Orcs! Get inside!" And then looks to you and motions for you to run your butt inside the building. But before either of you really get to act too much, I mean, Roderick's taking his action with his natural 1 to get people to move around. A group of orcs unleashes with short bows in your direction.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So the first volley comes towards kill Roderick. Oh my god. Those are all terrible. They all miss, even they all miss AC 10. And the second volley comes at you, our young squire.
Don't hit with too many.
2 10s, a 4, and a 7. Right. The bodkin arrows hit you for 4 points of damage total. And that is the first set of orcs. It's 9. The next set goes at the same initiative as you do, and they fire on Roderick as well. What are you doing for your turn?
So how far away are they now? Did they move forward to get in range, or?
Yes, they are now maybe 50 feet. Not quite 50 feet. They're taking... No, actually, I take back. They've come 50 feet. They've done a half move. Maybe they can actually go 100... They can go 60 yards. So, yeah, they've come all the way down the bank of the river. Some of them have moved onto the bridge. The others are staying as archers firing across. So they're doing a half move and a fire, so they only get 1 attack each. and 4 of them hit Roderick. No crits, though, thank God. He takes 12 points of damage and is peppered in the back with 4 arrows.
Well, would I not get to throw my javelin at one of the archers before they make that?
No, you're both going at 9, so
this is before 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go at 9 right now. Yeah.
Is there one within 60 feet, one of the archers?
Yeah, I would say the river here at the bridge is about 60 feet long, so if you, like, run yourself into the water a little bit, you can get within 60 feet.
Okay, so +2 to hit from strength, right? You get strength bonus to javelins, don't you?
Yes.
12.
Your javelin kind of hits the orc's armor and just topples to the ground.
All right, and then I make a half move. I'll grab any civilians near me and head back to the end.
They're all freaking taken off here.
Oh wait, is our armor just like on the side of the bank?
No. I think your armor's inside. Like, you took it off at night, and then in the morning you went down to bathe, so it's probably up in your room.
Okay, we weren't polishing the armor. All right, yeah. So I grab who I can and head back.
Okay. That is the first 3 sets of orcs. The other 2 sets move onto the bridge with melee weapons in hand and begin to cross it, coming your way, but they can't close. Let's roll initiative for the next round.
Where is Roderick at the end of the round?
With arrows in his back, grabbing the last of the civilians, who happens to be an older woman who can't really make it up the embankment herself. So he's got like this naked older woman over his shoulder, and he's like trying to sludge up through the mud towards the building.
Does he look like he needs help?
No, he'll make it there, but he also has 4 arrows sticking out of his back. Okay. So like, you know.
Well, we're heading to the end. That seems to be the plan, right?
Right. So roll me some initiative. Oh god, Roderick rolled a natural 9, so he goes at 12. You're just heading into the building?
Yeah.
Okay. The first wave of arrows comes raining down on Roderick as it comes up the embankment, slowed by the old woman. That's 2 hits, but I think one of these has they both have a 50-50 chance of hitting the lady. Nope, neither of them do. One of them hits Roderick on the back of his thigh, the other one hits him near his left buttocks. And Damn. Roderick takes another... 8 points of damage, max. So he's taking 20 right now. He is looking not so great.
Damn. All right. So how far? A full round of movement should get me into the inn and
all the way into your room. Yeah.
So I'll go into my room. How quickly can I put on a chainmail?
If you're just throwing the chainmail shirt on with no padding and no clothes underneath it, you can do it in a round. Easy peasy. But it'll be slightly reduced AC because you won't have the padding underneath it, and it will cause pinching and chafing and unpleasantness.
Sure, but I think given the circumstances, I will throw my chain shirt on, grab my shield and sword, and I've probably already got my sword, but head back out to the front door of the inn.
Okay.
And if I can, I will attempt to get in front of Roderick with my shield and block any arrows that are coming.
Yeah, by getting up into the room, throwing your chain shirt on, finding your chain pants and hoisting them up and trying not to get too many of your pubes caught in the links.
Fair. Initiative then?
No, the rest of the orcs have to go. The one group runs across the bridge. Actually, 2 groups run across the bridge, weapons in hand. One of the groups of archers switches out their bows for melee weapons and stands guard on the other 2 sets of archers. Those that run across the bridge... Roderick got really slow. They can close... The bridge is only like 60... Well, it's probably like 80 feet, move a little bit farther. Around, they can go 180... So yeah, one of the groups of 4 comes up to Roderick and the woman and proceeds to try and melee them to death. Natural 1, miss, and hit. One orc brings an axe bearing on the old woman on Roderick's shoulders.
Ouch.
For a single damage. It's okay. She's probably got more than 1 HP. She's got 3. She'll be fine. Cuts into the old woman's legs.
Nasty.
The other group just forgets about Roderick and goes to the front door of the inn. So you're coming downstairs as you see a group of 4 orcs bust in.
Okay.
They just go for indiscriminate killing of civilians with a miss, and a hit on one of the waitresses for, 8 points of damage against a 6 HP waitress. She goes down. It's your turn.
So she's just been decapitated.
Yeah, I mean, there's like an orc axe like embedded in her chest, and she's eyes wide and just tumbling backwards as the axe comes out with little splatters of blood flying everywhere.
I don't believe it's my turn. I think it's initiative.
Oh, right. That means the last 2 sets of archers get to go. They're not going to fire on Roderick and his old woman because there's other friendlies nearby. So they'll just fire into the other things nearby. Horses, livestock, people looking through windows. They're just going to start raining down hell. Mm-hmm. That'll hit a horse, and that'll hit a person in a window. With cover from windows, 2 of those are hits. And last volley, oh god. So somebody's horse. Why don't you roll me a d5? 1 is your horse, 2 is Roderick's horse, 3 through 5 are random horses.
Random horse.
Random horse has 11 HP and takes way more than that. So some random horse gets killed, a couple of pigs get slaughtered, a person in a window takes some damage but doesn't die. And we go to next round initiative.
All right. 8.
Okay. Actually, I forgot to move Roderick at the end of that turn. So Roderick will disengage using the old woman over his shoulders, like her legs and her, I guess, kind of her flailing hands as a sort of like weapon to keep the orcs at bay, like swinging her legs at them and backing up until he starts moving around the backside of the inn.
Okay. Is he out? He's out of direct fire then.
He can only make a third move if he's withdrawing, and I think with the third move he can get along the inside and towards the back end, but not quite inside. Let's roll initiative. Oh god, he rolled even worse. Natural 10.
Come on, Roderick. Get your shit together, mate.
Okay. Oops, I have to reroll these. The one group of archers turns to Roderick. Actually, 2 groups. They rolled a 1 and a 2. The first group goes and peppers Roderick with 3 arrows. Can you give me 3d6? 1, 2, 3 hit Roderick. 4, 5, 6 hit the old woman. 1 on Roderick, 2 on old lady. The old lady dies, and Roderick's on his back, and Roderick takes another 1 point of damage. He is barely standing. The next volley will go ahead and target him as well. The 19's actually a crit, and the 10 is just a hit.
Did you say he's barely standing? Isn't he like level 7?
I mean, he's got like 10 arrows in him.
Yeah, sure.
And his level has never really been determined.
He had 2 attacks per round, though. Last time.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Maybe I have his HP all along. So this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points of damage. Okay. Right, he has taken 29 points. So he's definitely not doing so well.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the archer's turn. The orcs at the front door, who you see now, they're like pouring in around you. Continue to miss innocent civilians, but with 1 double crit here. Easily cutting apart one of the random people at the table. At this point, the few other people in the tavern at the inn who are armed have gathered their weapons in some sort of like terrified defense. The innkeeper herself and her husband are gathering a few people in the kitchen, but it's not a well-organized defense.
Yeah, sure. So is there men near me with no weapon?
Yes. There are people like cowering under tables and hiding behind chairs. There's one person over near the fireplace, like that's trying to like get behind the fireplace because it's one of those like Franklin stove looking things.
Okay. Can I, whilst still attacking, unclip the sheath of javelins on my back and just sort of like throw them to nearby where some people are?
Sure, that's fine. Okay,
so I do that, and then I say like, arm yourselves, and then move to engage the most threatening orc.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's see. I think it should be plus 3 to hit. Specialization, is it? Yes, 3 to hit.
Yep.
13.
That'll do. The orcs are just wearing leathers.
And then plus 3 damage for strength, plus 2 for specialization. 9.
You bring one of them down. Or splat on the ground.
Okay, is there another one nearby? Oh no, I didn't. Never mind. I was going to do shield rush, but I didn't take the 2 off my attack roll, so.
Okay. Let's see. The other group of orcs is going to swing around back. No, you know, they're just going to go through the front door. There's just civilians. There's no need to be super strategic here. They bust through the front door and also try and hack people to bits with 1 hit and 1 crit.
How many can get through? Surely it should be bottlenecked to an extent.
I mean, if there was somebody actually on the front door holding it, they would definitely be bottlenecked, but...
So that's what I'm trying to do. Like, I'm trying to kill ones that are in and maybe be able to force them back to the door.
So you're like coming down the stairs, fighting the orcs at the base of the stairs, but in the meantime, the other ones have like cut through the people in front, and the whole orc force just kind of like spills inside the building. At least not the whole orc force, the 8 that came forward with melee weapons.
Okay, I guess I start shouting then to people to get up the stairs.
Yeah. So one person, another 1 dead, another 1 injured. Roderick comes in through the kitchen, grabs some like big ass kitchen knife, maybe like a meat cleaver, and comes straight for one of these orky guys. 16 plus level, and I guess he's not specialized with a meat cleaver, is still more than enough to hit an orc.
Oh, yeah.
Meat cleaver should do like d6, I suppose. Ooh, good job, Roderick. He cleaves one of the orcs in the throat, and it just crumples before him.
Nice.
Leaving 6 orcs in the building. Another 2 people managed to get their shit together with improvised weapons and continue to fight. Ooh, 14, 20, and 16 before adjustments.
Oh, nice.
2 hits and a crit. Let's just... Crit does 8 to a 4 HP orc, 5 HP orc. 5 doesn't kill. And the 2 doesn't kill. The archers outside continue to destroy property, animals, that sort of fun stuff. And we'll go to the next round.
Okay. They killed my horse yet?
I don't know, you're not outside.
Yeah.
Okay, outsiders. I'm gonna try and take a couple of shots through the windows at people inside the tavern. 9 is a miss. 16 will hit. Will actually hit you. Some random shot comes through a window and just like smashes you in the thigh for 2 points of damage.
Wait, a 16 won't hit me. Well, that just depends. How much is my armor dropped?
It should drop by 1, so
it should be 17. Shield.
Shield gives you 2?
3, because I've got specialization.
Well, flank attack is another +1, so...
Okay.
Yeah. Hits you in the thigh from the side window. And then the rest are, I guess, innocent civilians who we're not really even tracking.
How much did I take, sorry?
2.
Okay.
That is the archer's turn. Roderick goes at 10. Those inside go at 7 and 8. You go at 12? Dear God. Okay. There are 6 inside. 2 peel off to go chase down Roderick, who now has slightly better than 10 AC because he's got a weapon in his hand. So 1 is a miss. One of these orcs hits him. Oh god, for another 6 points of damage.
Why does having a weapon give him AC?
Combat. What's it called?
Does he not use a shield? Does he just use a sword?
He does, but there's the what do you? I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, but don't you have to have one-handed weapon fighting style for that?
There's a fighting style that it'll work with. It's fine.
Okay, I just wonder why he'd get that if he uses a shield, but I guess.
Well, because sometimes you don't have your shields, you know? He's not specialized just for shield combat. You know, he's a well-rounded knight, ready to fight in all sorts of situations.
I guess so.
Got 12 AC with that. Two slots in that combat special thingy. I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, so 1 guy hits him for 6. Roderick has taken 27 points of damage thus far. And he's naked with a meat cleaver.
God. It's an intimidating sight. He's also covered in like arrows sticking out of him.
Yes.
Got, like,
dozens of arrows sticking out. Maybe a dozen arrows out of his back. Slashes all over his front. There's like old woman blood running down his face, and he's just got a meat cleaver.
He's just flailing whirlwinding randomly.
Yeah. 2 orcs come at you with a 3 and an 8 to hit, which is no good. And the other 2 murder civilians.
God
your
damn.
turn.
These orcs. Alright, I'm going to shield bash some orcs as well. So I'll take a -2 to my main hand and a -4 to my offhand, right?
Okay, yep.
Okay, so it's my sword.
That'll hit.
11.
That'll miss.
No, that's a damage roll.
Oh, that's the damage. Oh yeah, you drop 1.
And then for my shield, it would be just my strength bonus -4, right?
Yes.
It's nothing else because I'm level 1. No, that's
Nope, no good. Yes, Roderick already went before you. The orcs inside already went. The orcs outside already went. Next round. Roderick gets a second attack.
Me too.
Which is a miss for him.
Is this one at -2 as well? How does that work?
Yep.
Yeah, it is. Okay. 13. I'll do it.
That'll do.
Ooh, 13.
Oh god, that's way more HP than they can have. He goes down.
All right.
She goes down. It goes down. The orc goes down. Next round initiative. Roderick goes at 10. There are not a lot of orcs inside left. There are 4 orcs inside.
Okay.
And they are not having this. They are taken off. You can beat their initiative, though.
You might get some attacks of opportunity, you never know. 13, that'll hit.
Definitely don't beat their initiative. The 4 orcs left inside take a withdrawal, backing out of the building. But not very far, you know, maybe 15 feet out of the front door, and then they just stand there, mocking, laughing, pointing, jeering, generally causing problems, emotionally speaking.
I want to immediately run upstairs and get Roderick's sword and shield and bring them down.
Okay. You bolt up the stairs. Roderick hurls his meat cleaver at one of the orcs with a natural 20.
Nice.
And I can't make this shit up, guys. 7 points of damage to the orc, who has 2 HP, 3 HP, and topples to the ground. The archer's firing through the window. Take shots at Roderick. 1, 2, 15, 17. Let's see, cover. Yeah, the 15 and 17 are still hits against Roderick, even through the cover of the window. They do, 1 and 1 damage for 2. These are slight grazes against him. Not even like direct shots, just like, you know, in and out through the side of the arm or something. Let's see. The other people in the inn are backing out, panicking. A few other people have come forward with like maybe a stool as a sort of crappy shield. and either a spear, the javelin you had, a kitchen knife. Some people had their own weapons, so one guy's even got a short sword out. And everyone's kind of just backed against the walls, trying to stay away from the windows and figure out what the hell to do here. You can make it back down at the end of the round with Roderick's sword and shield.
Okay, yeah. And then I say quickly, should I get your armor?
Give me yours. We don't have time for that.
All right, I strip off my chainmail and throw it to him, or help it, put it on him.
Okay. Next round initiative.
No, I'm naked.
Now you're the naked one.
Okay, what am I going to do? How many of my javelins have been picked up?
All of them.
Damn it. I don't really know what to do. I feel like if I go outside, I'll just die. I'm going to run into the kitchen and find some knives to throw.
All right. There are plenty of knives in the kitchen that you can use to throw, and there's frying pans and pots and, whatever the kitchen has.
I used 3 as my initiative because I figured I've still got to run.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So Roderick rolls a natural 1 on his initiative and just leaps outside to the 3 orcs that are still standing there with his now 15, 16, 17, 18 AC. Yeah. Much, much better. He makes his 2 attacks, easily hitting these guys. Ooh, that is not such good on the damage, though. First one goes down, second one goes down. Okay, cool. They both go down. So there's 1 orc standing out in front. There's a bunch on the other side of the bridge with missile and melee weapons. That was Roderick's turn. That was the last 2, yeah. No, there's 1 more here. Yeah, the 1 more orc right out front takes a hack at Roderick. Oh, with a natural 18 plus 1 to hit. His 19 is a hit on Roderick with his axe for 8 points of damage. Oh, Jesus. Okay. And you have found kitchen knives, but you go kind of slow. Actually, no, you're next up.
So I grab a knife, I get to the window, or I grab 3. So, is there an unengaged orc in range?
I mean, it's next to Roderick. He just hacked him.
So there's a chance I could hit him.
Definitely. Oh, you mean hit Roderick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm going to do it anyway. Do I get a flank attack on the orc? So flank and then 2 for strength. Let's call it a +3. 11.
No, almost. It thuds into his armor and just topples to the ground.
All right, I get to throw 2 more though at the end of the turn, don't
I? 1 more at the end of the turn.
Okay.
One of the people inside hurls a javelin at the orc, which is a miss, and one of the other guys with the javelin will do it as well. Why not? No, that's also a miss. The archers, I see one of their buddies fighting this well-armed guy. You know what? They're quite content with this. Those guys ran inside, and only one of them really came back out. It's his own damn fault for being cocky and over-engaging. So the other orcs just open fire. A natural 1 will target the orcish ally and hit him. The 13 for 1 point of damage on a 4 HP orc.
Okay.
And the other volleys, 1 will hit Roderick for 3 points of damage.
Man, he might be getting low now.
He's taken 40 points thus far.
Jesus.
And archers have 2 sets of attacks, so we get another 8 shots. 2, 9, 10, 16 are all misses. And 4, 13, 7 are misses, but a 19 is another hit. It's probably actually a 20 with the flank. For 3 more points of damage. You see Roderick fall to 1 knee, and then slowly start to rise up again.
Shit. Alright, can I throw my dagger?
Please do.
I hope I don't hit him in the back and kill him.
That would be hilarious.
It wouldn't be great. It's a hit. Come on.
There you go. Oh. You crit the orc.
Oh wait, it's going to be +3 to hit? No. Oh, flank attack, yeah, +3, so 22. Still though, it's double damage, right? So 2d4 plus 3.
This is the orc that's already been hit with an arrow.
Yeah, I think he's dead.
Oh yeah, he's totally dead. He just falls to the ground with a knife sticking through his neck. Next round initiative.
I probably shouldn't do this, but out of panic, I shout for Roderick to get back inside. And I roll.
Oh god. Okay. Well, the orcs go first. Roderick seems to actually be inclined to do what you're talking about here. That seems to have already been on his mind. But the orcs go first, and they take shots with a 19, 19, 5, and 8. And the other group of 4 gives us a 18. He's got 5 and 3. No, he's got 4 and 3, actually. So that's actually a hit. 11, 5, and 6. So that is 3 hits against Roderick. He takes 7, 8, 9 points of damage and just falls face forward into the ground.
Okay.
So he is at... Okay, cool. I've got his negative HP down. Roderick no longer gets a turn. That's the first volley of the arrows outside. The other orcs are still there with their weapons. The people inside are not going out, and it's your turn.
Okay, well, I want to say to the people to try and board the windows, and I will now shield up, run out, and try and grab Roderick. Oh, has he got my shield?
Yep, you are naked.
No, I got his sword and shield from upstairs. I've still got my shield, but no armor. So I put my shield up and then run out and try and pull him by the arm back into the inn. He's not too far from the door, is he?
No, he's not too terribly far from the door, and you're a really strong guy, so you can run out there with the shield up, grab Roderick, and begin to pull him back in. You can get back into the inn as well.
Okay. Can I try and stabilize him or not?
That would be a next round action.
Okay. So I drag him, and I want to bring him right in front of a window on the floor, so there's no way that an arrow coming in is going to hit him.
Right.
In fact, I suggest that everyone does that, crouch down.
Yeah, people have taken positions near walls so that arrows can't see them, and they occasionally peek out. Okay. Initiative.
Is it 3 for stabilization?
No, it's a full round action. It takes the whole round.
Okay.
Okay. There's hooting and hollering and jeering, and you hear the thundering sound of feet coming across the bridge.
Shit.
And you look out through the crack in the door, and you can see orcs just picking up one's got a chicken under an arm, 2 others have picked up a pig by its legs. One more is just running a sword through Roderick's horse, just killing it. And that's it for the orc's turn. Okay,
I ask people turn over some tables, barricade the doors.
Yeah, some people are most people are just cowering in fear. Your orders go pretty much unnoticed by these folks, but give me an intelligence check.
Yes.
Very nice. You managed to bind up the worst of the wounds. There's still a dozen arrows sticking out of his back, but the big gash in front of him, that's the real problem.
Yeah.
You've managed to patch up enough that he'll probably live.
Okay.
And the orcs retreat. They take their spoils, they leave their dead companions, and they vanish.
Okay, so once the dust is settled, I look around to survey the damage. How many people are dead inside the tavern?
It looks like there are 10 dead and another 5 or 6 wounded. And then there's the dead orcs as well.
How many people are still alive?
With plenty of time to investigate this stuff, you'll find there's maybe another 20 people upstairs hiding.
Okay.
And then there's 6 people down here in this room with you.
So it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, it could have been way worse. If you and Roderick hadn't been here to stop the orcs from slaughtering everyone on the inside and push them back out, probably everyone here would have died.
Okay. How are any of the horses still alive, or are they all dead or taken?
There's one horse alive, but it is freaking out. It is panicked, and there's no way in hell you're going to be able to calm that horse down. In fact, it might just break its neck freaking out and thrashing around.
Is it my horse?
No, your horse is dead.
Okay, well, leaving. Whose horse is this outside? See if you can calm it down. I need a rider to head back to Solwick.
No one answers.
God damn it! You cowards! We need to get word to the prince.
I think we're going to take our first and probably only break here right now, and we'll come back in a few minutes with the after effects of this bloody battle. See you soon.
Okay.